Yeah, what's up, YouTube? How's everyone doing out there? I appreciate people looking at my last video. Um, you're welcome to leave comments, of course. I'll delete anything that I think is unworthy of being put up, but or offensive, because I'm not here to offend anybody. You know, hopefully I get people thinking, and along those lines, both sides of whatever I'm speaking on. Anyhow, what I want to speak on today is you've all heard of it or something about it. This whole stop snitching movement or situation, or however you would like to refer to it as. Let me speak on it the way I see it. It seems as though the media and law enforcement are upset that people have adopted this stop snitching policy. You see, what they want is for people who generally suffer at the hands of law enforcement. And I'm not just referring to criminals. I mean blacks, minorities, poor people, poor whites who have typically gotten a bad rap from law enforcement. They haven't been treated right. They get harassed. They've been shot unjustly. And law enforcement wants them to put their faith in law enforcement, to come forward to them, to tell them when they see a crime. Now, let's be realistic. If I see somebody that beats somebody up unjustly or takes advantage of a young woman, I mean, maybe that's something that should be reported. Maybe, okay. But if somebody shoots somebody in front of me and they tell me, hey, look, you say something, I'm going to kill you, what am I supposed to do? The police aren't going to be around me 24 hours a day. That's not going to happen. So, as an individual, I have to make a decision. Do I want to take the chance of standing up and helping law enforcement, a group that hasn't been particularly kind to me, or just in a lot of cases? I'm gonna put my life in their hands. I don't know about that. I mean, I couldn't see that situation happening. I just couldn't. But that's what they're asking us to do. Now, whether you see my side of it or not, that's one thing. But you have to see, prime example, this situation in Oakland, California, where the brother was placed on the ground and killed. Are you going to trust law enforcement after a situation like that? Probably not. I mean, you have no incentive to trust them. You have an incentive to fear them. You may have an incentive to feel like you have to protest against them, but you're not going to have an incentive to want to cooperate with them. You're just not going to have it. Not at this point in time, anyhow. The other thing I want to touch on as far as that goes is here's a prime example of somebody who thought they were doing the right thing by going. I won't call them a snitch because they were a young girl. They tried to do what they thought was right. I'm not going to call them a snitch. That would be rude to me. What happened was, this is a true circumstance that happened in the state of Rhode Island. A young girl decided she's going to help the police. Somebody had killed someone else or was accused of killing someone else. She agreed to testify. Now, the police did not protect this girl, okay? And what happened was, unfortunately, she got shot and killed by somebody associated or by the killer himself. I believe it was an associate of the person who was going on trial. Now, like I said, this young girl, she's trying to do the right thing, and she's gonna take the witness stand and what have you. Now, she wasn't given proper protection, and when she died, what did the city or state give to her surviving family members? Did they go to the funeral and speak on the quality of her character or anything like that? Not as far as I know. Did they say to the family, well, look, your daughter, she sacrificed for us, and as a token of our appreciation, we'll pay for the funeral, or, well, look, we know y'all are having a hard time. The city's gonna give you a house that's maybe run down or something. We'll build it up and help you fix it, so at least that part of your life will improve. None of those things happened. Okay? Now remember, this is a young girl, so if there's any age group that's gonna be let's say favorable to the stop snitching movement, it's gonna be a younger person, because the younger people, like when I was younger, you're more inclined to rebel against the system or feel like you have a legitimate reason to. She's one person who said, you know what, I'm gonna do the right thing. Somebody got killed. I mean, I don't want that happening to me or anybody I love. I'm gonna try and do the right thing. And she got killed. This is a prime witness in a murder case. You didn't think to at least have a cop come through her area every once in a while to keep an eye on her, or at least put her in some type of witness protection till the case was over? The young girl died. I mean, people in Rhode Island will tell you that. I've read it in the news. It didn't get a lot of front page headlines. It didn't get a big build up in the media like they built up the situation where what's that guy? Anderson Cooper. That's his name. Where Anderson Cooper, when he spoke with Cameron, that was in the news a lot. You remember that, right? But they didn't highlight this unfortunate young girl who got shot and killed. I wonder why, but hey. The other thing on the stop snitching thing, I want to talk to people out here, especially young people, and give you the truth about snitching, okay? Before you get all upset, just listen to what I'm saying. First off, if I go down the street, if my boy comes over and he asks me to give him a ride down the street and says, oh yeah, give me a ride to the corner store, what have you, I just want to pick up a few things. If I take him down there and he goes in there and robs the place and doesn't tell me, if I turned around and snitched on him to the cops, I wouldn't be wrong. I'm not telling you to do that, but you wouldn't be wrong for doing that. Your boy would be wrong, because if he's your friend and he's got the intention of doing that, he's going to tell you, he's going to say, look man, I'm going to go rob this place. If you're with it, come down there with me. If not, it's cool, I understand. I'll just go handle it on my own, or just drop me off or whatever. If someone puts you in a situation where your life could be on the line, either by being shot or by serving jail time for the rest of your life, if they do that to you, they're not your boy. Alright? And if they call you a snitch for diming on them, they've got no one to blame but themselves. Like I said, I'm not telling you to snitch on anybody or whatever, but I'm just telling you, if that's the decision you make after a circumstance like that, you're right. And as far as old people or a woman having to snitch, look, let's be realistic. An old person, they can't go heads up like me or you can. Sometimes that's all an old person has. They're scared. They don't have a gun. People are robbing them and beating them down. All they can really do is call the cops. I don't consider that snitching per se. But if they witness two people fighting and not knowing why they're fighting, or why they might have come at each other in a gang style, that's snitching. You let them handle that their way. You know what I'm saying? That's between them. Maybe one side did something to the other where they deserve to get their ass beat over it. So, But that's some of the main points I wanted to go over with this stop snitching thing. And the other thing is, law enforcement comes out and says, oh, we can't do this without the public's help, whatever. Let me tell you something. When have you ever heard of cops snitching on each other? When have you ever heard that? When have there been cops who witnessed someone that they work with beat someone down, or arrest them for nothing, or arrest someone for nothing? I shouldn't say them. Arrest somebody for nothing, or try to fill some quota by giving out speeding tickets that were unnecessary. They don't dime on that. They don't say, oh, you know what, I gotta speak up and do the right thing. That doesn't happen. But yet they're over here saying that we don't want to help law enforcement, and we're promoting giving crime a boost whenever we stick to this stop snitching policy. Hey, police have the same policy. They don't snitch on each other. That's an exception to the rule. So why should we feel bad for doing something that you do, right? Hey, I know I got a little long-winded, so I appreciate anybody who watches this, and I appreciate your feedback. Hope you like this video. Peace out.